In a neighborhood near Boulder, Colorado, lived a young man named Landon Hayes. Life had never been simple for him. He was quiet, gentle, and thoughtful. Yet the world around him seemed to move faster than his heart could follow. Many days, he felt like he was running a race he never signed up for, trying to live up to expectations that were not his own. Landon worked at a small hardware store where every aisle smelled like wood dust and old tools. The job was honest, but the pressure was heavy. His boss was strict and rarely appreciated the effort Landon put in. No matter how hard he tried, he always felt like someone wanted more from him. More speed, more strength, more perfection. He felt invisible. Like his worth depended on how well he pleased others. At home, his challenges were no smaller. His father hoped Landon would take over the family contracting business one day. His mother dreamed of him becoming someone successful in a way that looked good from the outside. Everyone around him had plans for his life, plans they thought were better than his own dreams. Landon tried to keep everyone happy, but every attempt made him feel more lost. One cold evening, Landon sat on the back porch, looking at the mountains glowing orange under the sunset. For a moment, the world felt still. He took a deep breath and whispered to himself, "Life is tough. Tougher when you spend it trying to be someone you are not." That night, he could not sleep. His thoughts kept circling like a storm. Why am I living for everyone else? He wondered. Why am I afraid to live for myself? Weeks passed and the pressure only grew heavier. Customers became harder to manage. Responsibilities increased, and expectations at home climbed higher. Landon felt trapped between what people wanted and who he wanted to be. One day, a small mistake happened at work. He placed a box of tools in the wrong storage section. When his boss found it, he scolded Landon harshly in front of customers. The words cut deeper than the mistake itself. "You never do things right. Landon, you need to be better." Landon stood frozen, his face warm with embarrassment. He wanted to defend himself, but the words never came out. He simply nodded and stepped aside, feeling like a shadow of himself. That evening, he drove home slowly, almost afraid to face another round of expectations waiting for him. When he reached his driveway, he stayed inside the car for a long moment, staring at his own reflection in the window. Why does everyone else get to decide who I am? Why do I let them? He whispered. For the first time in years, he allowed himself to cry. He did not cry because of the criticism, but because he knew he had abandoned his own dreams to make others happy. The next morning, Landon decided to take a walk before work. He needed space to breathe. As he walked along a quiet trail, he noticed an older man sitting on a bench feeding small birds. The man wore a denim jacket and had deep, thoughtful eyes. "You look troubled, son," the man said kindly. "Sit for a moment." Landon hesitated, but something about the man felt safe. He sat down quietly. The man smiled gently and continued feeding the tiny birds. "Life is tough," he said softly, "but it gets even tougher when you try to carry the weight of other people's expectations." Landon stared at him, surprised. "How did you know?" The man chuckled. "I carried that same weight for 50 years, lived for others, worked for others, did everything that made them proud, except myself." Landon listened silently. The man continued, "You know what I learned, son. No matter how much you give, people will always want more. And when you fall behind, they will not carry your burden for you. You have to choose your own road, even if it is the harder one." Landon felt the words sink deep, like seeds being planted in dry soil. He whispered, "I do not know who I am anymore." The man looked at him with warm understanding. "Then it is time to find out. Time to stop living for others. Time to live for the one person who has to walk in your shoes every single day. You." Landon stood up with a small sense of hope he had not felt in years. "Thank you," he said. The man nodded. "Only one thing will change your life: courage." That day, Landon made a decision. He would no longer shape his life around the expectations of others. His first step was small, but meaningful. He told his boss respectfully that he could no longer work extra hours without proper scheduling. His voice shook a little, but his heart felt stronger. His boss did not like it, but Landon did not back down. Next, he sat with his parents at the dinner table. His father spoke about the business again, encouraging Landon to take more responsibility. This time, Landon breathed deeply and spoke firmly. "Dad, I love you, but I have to choose my own path. I cannot live a life that does not feel like mine." His father stared at him for a long moment, surprised. But instead of anger, a quiet pride appeared in his eyes. "I did not realize you felt that strongly. Son," he said, "I want you to be happy, not trapped." Landon felt a weight lift from his chest. He had taken the first steps of living for himself. Landon had always wanted to study outdoor recreation and become a certified wilderness guide. He loved the mountains, the trails, the silence of nature, but he had never pursued it because others said it was unrealistic. Now, he finally gave himself permission. He enrolled in a weekend outdoor leadership program, learned survival skills, navigation, leadership, and nature conservation. The work was intense, but the joy was real. For the first time in his life, he felt aligned with his own soul. During one training session, the instructor told the group to climb a steep, rocky slope. Halfway up, Landon slipped slightly and fear gripped him. His mind whispered old doubts. "You are not strong enough. You are not fast enough. You always fall behind." But then another voice rose inside him. This one sounded new, but also familiar. "I am done living for others. I am stronger than I think." He steadied himself, placed his foot carefully, and climbed higher, step by step, breath by breath. By the time he reached the top, his legs shook, but his spirit felt unbreakable. The instructor clapped him on the back. "Good work, Landon. You have a strong heart." Landon smiled, maybe for the first time in a long while. A real and honest smile. Months passed. Landon grew stronger physically and mentally. He learned that life would always be tough, but toughness was not the absence of struggle. It was the presence of courage. One afternoon, he decided to revisit the trail where he met the older man. When he reached the bench, it was empty, only a few birds resting nearby. Landon sat down and let the breeze wash over him. He whispered, "Life is tough, but now I face it as myself, not as the version others want me to be." As he watched the sky shift colors, he realized something powerful. Strength does not come from being perfect. Strength comes from being real, from being true to yourself, even when others do not understand, from believing that your dreams matter, from taking steps that scare you, from choosing your own path, from accepting that the road may not be easy, but it is yours, and that is enough. If you are watching this right now, remember this. Stop living for others. Stop shaping your life to please people who do not walk in your shoes. Stop dimming your light to make others comfortable. Life is tough, yes, but you are tougher when you choose to live honestly, bravely, and authentically. Your dreams matter. Your heart matters. Your life is yours. Take your power back. Take your voice back. Take your path back. And always remember, do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more powerful motivational stories.